Hello everyone, so now we are going to do one troubleshooting lab. In this lab what we are going to do, we are going to check why two different VLAN is not working. Generally what we will do inter VLAN to make the communication between different VLAN. So we need to figure out that one. And here we are using the traditional method. So what is the traditional method means? How many VLAN you have, we need that many number of cable connect to the router. So if you have here 30 VLAN, then 30 cable should go from switch to router. And this is not practical, that's why we will not use this method. But in some old organization where you have less number of computer, we can see this one. But this is not advisable to use this method, but we should know the concept behind this one also. Generally in the enterprise network you will see the SVI. We will do the inter VLAN by using SVI. In some company we will use the router on a stick. So we are going to discuss this all after some time, router on a stick. So this method in some company we will see, but most of the time you will see SVI. We will use SVI to do the inter VLAN. So here if you see, this is the PC 1, we can say this belongs to VLAN 10, and here if you check here IP address, you have 192.168.10.1, and this is the default subnet mask, and this is a gateway. So gateway we will assign whatever the IP we assign to the router interface. And same thing if you check for this machine also, we can see here this is IP 192.168.20.1, and this is a default subnet mask, and the gateway will be the IP which we assign to router. So it should work. Let's see why it is not working, and we will cross check how we can fix this one. So now what I will do, I will ping from VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. It should work. So let's see, I will ping 192.168.20.1, and we can see here reply will come or not. We will wait for some time, and then if you see reply, yeah, reply is coming. So it is working. Maybe before when you are saying not working, maybe that time it is taking the time to make this port from the what we can say listening learning. We have the concept of STP, spanning tree protocol. Still we did not cover that one, so later we will do STP. Spanning tree protocol is a protocol which is used to remove the loop in the layer 2 network. So STP is working whenever we open the switch or whenever we connect the cable. So till that time it will not work. So maybe that is the reason it is not working. Anyhow, we will verify the other machine also. So if you see other machine is work or not, we will check, cross check that one. So it is also working. And from the opposite also we can try from VLAN 20 to VLAN 10. Let's see here. If you see 192.168.10.1, and here also working. So everything is working perfectly. What we done here, we done only here, if you see this interface we put for VLAN 10, and here we assign whatever this cable is going, that cable where it is connecting to the router, that side we assign the gateway as 10.100. Same thing here, this port we put in the VLAN 20, and the cable which is connecting to the router, that port here we assign the IP 192.168.20.100, and we give this one as a gateway to this machine, and this one is a gateway to this machine. So it will start working. This method is known as traditional method. This is very old method. If you have 2 VLAN, 3 VLAN, it is okay to connect, but if you are using 20 VLAN, then this method will not work. You need to use the 20 cable from the switch to the router. Each cable you will assign in each VLAN, and that is not practical and advisable. So that's why we are not using this method. But you can remember, like whenever we want to do inter VLAN, first of all, what is inter VLAN? We know that different VLAN cannot communicate. Different VLAN cannot communicate. If we want to make the communication between two different VLAN, then we need to do a process called inter VLAN. Inter VLAN routing we are saying. So inter VLAN allow the two different VLAN to communicate. So in the company, sometime you will see we need to allow HR guy to talk with the IT guy, because HR guy always communicating with all the guys. HR is the department which is communicating to all the other departments. Maybe You can say marketing department will not communicate to the other department, but HR is the one department which is going to communicate to all the department. So what we will do, how HR can talk to all the department with the help of InterVLAN. So in the InterVLAN, we have the three method to do the InterVLAN routing. First one, as we say, the traditional method, we can say other name also, we can say router with separate interface. This is the first method which we are saying traditional method. So separate interface we are using for the separate router. Second method is router on a stick. This also you will see in some organization, but most of the organization is not using this also, because in this one we don't have the redundancy. If anything go wrong with the router, it will be down for everything, all the down. So here you have only one link. If that link is down, like what we will do, we will use one router and we will connect one cable and we will take the switch. So if this cable go down, then all the VLAN will be having the issue. Like here we are using, how many VLAN we have, that many number of cable we are using here. How many VLAN we have, that many number of cables we are using. Even here you have 20 VLAN, we will use only one cable. We will create here logical sub interface. So only one cable is going to work for all the VLAN. But problem here, if this cable is having some issue, all the VLAN will stop working. So this is also not advisable, but some small company, even though it is not advisable, some small companies using this method also. I saw in some companies they are using this one also. The most used one in the industry is SVI. We are calling this is a SVI. We are going to do this one in the layer 3 switch. Switch virtual interface we will use to do the InterVLAN. So this first method already you done. This is the one which we just told to do the troubleshooting. This method you already done successfully. So now we can move to the second method, router on a stick. Any confusion, anything? Let me show you the theory also.